What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today. Shout out to the Dragon Riders in the House of the Dragon. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, okay? It is the 6th day of January, and here we are sitting at about $634. We've pulled back about 35 bucks from our high of this week. I mean, we were literally up there yesterday, and we pulled all the way back 30 bucks, 35 bucks today. And that's okay, right? We actually kind of expected a little bit of volatility to happen here. We are assuming that we are in the realm of a massive breakout that's going to take place here for Bitcoin Cash pretty damn soon. But we're not disappointed by this pullback at all. In fact, any kind of price action to the downside is welcome. We all understand at this point that the moments for Bitcoin Cash to be acquired below $1,000, these moments are fleeting. They're fleeting, right? I say below $1,000 because even if you buy at $1,000, you're probably still going to double or triple or quadruple your money in a very short amount of time. I very much believe that we're going to break out from here and go up to a price that is probably at least above $3,000. But I wouldn't be surprised if we even went as high as like $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. We could see crazy growth. It could be better than that even. We might not be bullish enough. I don't know what's coming. I just know it's going to be good. Is it going to be to $10,000 good? Is it going to be to $3,000 good? I don't know, but it's a big range, but that's on the lines of what I'm thinking. Even at the low end, it's still spectacular. Going from $634 to $3,000, that's spectacular. And it's going to happen in a very short amount of time. So we're not disappointed with this 1.7% pullback today. It's fine. Give us cheaper prices while we can. We will eat while we can. And then the price will eat, and we will all get really, I don't know, fat. I don't know, man. I'm getting lost in the translation here. We're at $634. Let's get into the short-term stuff, and then we'll zoom out, okay? 1 hour time frame here. Moving down, picking up a little bit of volume, but your volume was picked up on that wick. You were consolidating here. I didn't think that you would come down, but that's okay. The fact that you've got a lower low here makes me kind of actually bullish right here. That might be the low, because this is like tricky price action. This is false behavior, right? It looks like what happened was you had this range and you broke out of it to the downside. That's what it looks like, right? It looks like you have no support and you fell through the floor now. But really the floor was upheld. Really you're holding support here, right? It's like here's your initial move, here's the slow part of the move, and you're finding support at the low ends of that slow part. So that actually, I think that is your low. I don't think that we go below there. I think that price at 624 might be it. But if we do go lower, that's fine too. You know, if we go lower, instead of finding support here at prior resistance and prior support, maybe we find support here at this prior resistance, this prior support, or support here at this prior resistance, at this prior support. Anywhere between 604 to 624 is suitable. I just wouldn't be surprised if that was the low. Wouldn't be surprised in the least. I mean, like, look at this, right? You had your move up, and then here you pulled back, you found a low here, right? Your initial part of the move was fast, and then you kind of had your slow part here, whatever, right? That slow part started there, that was your low. Where did you find support after you pulled back from your high over here? You found support. I guess it wasn't right there. I thought for some reason I thought it lined up perfectly, but it's close, but it's not actually what I thought it was. That wasn't the exact example I was looking for. That's okay. We're going to move on. Anyways, but just the idea there. Again, if you're ever noticing a movement like this, you're seeing a range like this, and you've got this very obvious flat, notice if there's any other parts that are like just below that kind of look obscure but still could hold as support, because that's where we're finding support here. I want to see if I can find an example of this just to show you what I'm talking about. Right? Just like that. Like right there. You've made this move up all the way up here, but your initial surge is here. That was the fast part, right? You pulled back once you found support here. You still moved up pretty fast here, but a lot of people might assume that once you take out these lows, that's the end of it. Now you're going to zero, right? So any and all of this price action afterwards is just very pessimistic. It gets worse and worse as it goes on, when really you haven't broken any serious structure. You're actually still finding support here at the lows here where you found support before and resistance. That kind of works. I don't know how to explain it. I feel like I'm explaining it poorly, but you can get lost in the translation, definitely. So don't get lost in the translation. But let's move on. $635, 1 hour time frame. Looking at the RSI, definitely bearish. It's definitely bearish. I mean, we're at the oversold and bouncing off. It's nice, but you've got lower lows and lower highs technically. Right? You've got this kind of trend to the downside. So Makes sense that we're bearish, but bouncing off the oversold zone, I don't know. That might be it. That might be all she wrote. We don't have to go lower. Stochastics bounced out of the oversold zone, looking bullish here. The MACD has a little bit of bullish divergence, looking bullish here. I mean, that really, I said it first, or I said it on my first kind of hunch, but I'm more and more validating that. I think it's becoming more and more of a reality that that was probably the low that we experienced 2 hours ago. That doesn't mean that now it's time to move up. Maybe it does, but we can, consolidate. We can see a slightly lower low, maybe a slightly higher low. We can move up and then move back down. We're probably going to consolidate alongside of Bitcoin, I think, over the next couple of days, but maybe we just move up from here. Bitcoin Cash is definitely ready to break out at any day now. I'm not calling for tomorrow to be the day that we start breaking out and we see $1,000, but you never know, man. Tomorrow, literally the 7th of January, we could be at $1,000 for Bitcoin Cash. It's going to happen like that, man. And maybe it's not one day that grows like that. Maybe it's consistent growth over days, but very, very soon we're going to be there. The countdown to a $1,000 price for Bitcoin Cash, same thing, right? It's starting. It's definitely going right now. It's an active countdown. Finding support here at prior resistance. I mean, it just seems obvious that was the low. RSI coming down. We've got these nice higher lows overall, right? Higher lows here. You're kind of at that area where you might expect to find support, something like that right there. A little bit of a slip there, but that's fine. Higher highs as well. Yeah, I bet you come back up. The tell was this rejection off the overbought zone, right? When you got overbought, but then you rejected here, that was the tell that we were going to come down. Right at the 50, right at the 40 area, perfect area to bounce. I think the RSI looks great. Looks cooled off, looks ready to go. Stochastics are certainly cooled off being here at the oversold zone. Looks like you're getting a short experience down here, bouncing off the oversold area with the orange line and then coming, into the oversold zone and then out of it immediately with the blue line. That's great. That's proper behavior there. And the MACD is bullish overall. Yes, you're building bearish momentum now, but think of it like this. You have higher lows here, right? Now you're getting lower lows in your histogram, and now you're getting higher lows in your price. It's hidden bullish divergence. That's a good thing, not a bad thing. We are above the zero with our oscillators. Each time that we came down to the zero, that was our low point, and then we moved up. Maybe that's what we're doing here. And again, we can come down. If we consolidate here, if we just consolidate without moving lower, if we're just doing stuff like this, I would assume that the MACD does come down, that it probably does cool off, and it probably does come back to that zero. And again, if we were to consolidate maybe for the next 2 to 3 days, 3 to 4 days, something like that, that would likely allow the MACD to cool off as well. The MACD does not need to cool off, but if it does cool off, if we do consolidate and we do go lower, that's perfect. We can reset and then we can move up, probably sometime later this week. But if the stochastics are ready now, if the RSI is at a point to bounce, which it looks like, and it's ready now, I mean, the MACD doesn't need to cool off. We might just be moving up over the next couple of days instead of consolidating, but we'll see. Time will tell. Again, I'm not really trying to judge the short term too much because it really doesn't matter. I'm not trading this thing. I'm not trading it. The short term stuff is all noise and it's all just nonsense at this point because the big move that's happening, that's been building up for your whole lifetime, that's the move that I'm waiting for. That's the move that I'm more curious about, precautious about. I don't want to miss that. So screw the short-term stuff, but if I had to guess, we're at a low. We'll probably consolidate alongside of Bitcoin for the next few days, and then we'll move up maybe over the weekend or later this week or sometime early next week. Daily MACD is building bullish momentum, which is great. Stochastics are bullish. Daily RSI, you want to be bullish, but you're just resisting it, man. You've gotten so close to this overbought zone. Once we get overbought, man, that's going to be the sign. That's when we're cutting loose the goose. I got nothing else. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. We are really not that far away at all from what will be one of the biggest moves in crypto's history, I think. Crypto's history, not just Bitcoin Cash's history, but crypto's history, man. We'll see. Maybe I'm just a fanboy, but I really do think that this will be, when I say crypto's history, this move will be the moment that vindicates Bitcoin Cash. This is where Bitcoin Cash gets recognized by the whole community for what it really is. It's going to be talked about differently. There are going to be in-depth articles. There's going to be an interest in Bitcoin Cash like we've never seen before in the whole crypto space. I mean it. This move is going to change things. It's really going to change things. We're at the forefront of it now. I'm not worried about the little ins and outs here. We know what's coming next. It's going to take us above this high. It likely doesn't take us above this high, but if we do get above this high, which is at $4,300, we'll likely stop somewhere around like $6,000, $5,000, something in that area there. I mean, if we look here, we take last cycle's high to the bear market low with our Fibonacci retracement tool here and use the extensions. 3650 right there, above this high, below this high, it's perfect. We go above this high, $5,500 is the 1414. Typically you don't stop there. What you'll see is a move that goes a little bit above there and then you wick back down. So if that's at 5,500, I see no reason why we couldn't go to 6,000, maybe even higher. Maybe we go to 7,000. Who says that we stop there? Maybe we rally all the way up to the golden ratio. We hit $10,000. I don't think that's what's going to happen. But again, what we're doing here, breaking out of this lifelong massive trend here, this is a historic moment for Bitcoin Cash and probably for the crypto space as a whole. It might not seem like that. People might be thinking I'm overzealous there. Maybe I am. Maybe nobody but the Bitcoin Cash community will really care about this breakout move. But I have a feeling, mark my words, the sentiment and things, the whole perspective of Bitcoin Cash is going to shift dramatically for the whole entire crypto space. It's going to shift dramatically, guys. We're going to see Bitcoin Cash being talked about in a way that is publicly in crypto in mass, in a way that we haven't seen before, in a way that's only found in the community itself, right? The whole crypto ecosystem is about to become a part of this community, or at least become more involved in it. That's why I'm saying it's going to change. I think this is going to be a historic moment here. So with that being said, again, could we go up to 10K? It could happen, man. This is crypto. Crazy things happen. I mean, let's go to Bitcoin, for example. When Bitcoin was worth $635. Hold up. Ready? Let's go all the way back, man. Do we have enough history on this? I think we have enough history on this chart. Wouldn't that be upsetting if we went all the way back and we didn't? We don't have enough history. Wow. I literally said it. Okay, hold on. BTC USD. We'll go to the index. And I'll just zoom it way out so that this is quicker. Just for point of reference, this isn't like anything that you can't figure out that we don't know already, but just here, right? 600, where were you? $645 right here, right there. $660, whatever. I mean, that moment right there was late October 2016. 1 year later, where's October? You're right here. You're at $5,200. 1 year later, right? A year and 2 months later, you were all the way up at $20,000. So I mean, and this was not, by the way, this was the formation of a parabolic move. This was not the breakout of some lifelong trend, lifelong consolidation phase. This was just the continuation of a bullish trend that you were starting, right? There wasn't as much pressure that caused your surge in price. You didn't have to move up as fast. You incrementally moved faster because that's the nature of a parabola. With Bitcoin Cash here, you're not in a parabola. You are in this moment where you're breaking out of a giant wedge that's been for multiple cycles, multiple bull markets, bear markets, bull markets. For your whole life, you've been in this wedge. And now you're going to break out. The surge is going to be immense. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we landed somewhere in this area, but it's completely possible that we could land in this $10,000 area. Anyways, I got nothing else. And I do expect that Bitcoin Cash will, of course, see higher prices than that. We're calling for 22 to 30K by the end of the cycle. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, okay? Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.